Hey guys, it's Courtney, and today I'm going to show you how to do my glowy everyday makeup look. So as you saw by the title, you guys, I am pretending to do one of the Vogue beauty secret videos. I watched a few of these. I actually binged quite a bit of them a few days ago, I think. And I was really intrigued by them. I thought they were really fun, and I actually got a comment on my last video asking for my glowy everyday makeup routine, and I guess specifically they asked for the makeup that I did in my most recent video, but literally I do the same makeup every single time, so I just thought I would show you guys in this video pretty much that makeup slash my everyday makeup that I do all the time. So first things first, I put on my handy dandy sunglasses to keep my hair out of my face to do all the makeup. So before I put on my makeup, I always like to start with a good skincare base, and just in the morning time, it's always pretty simple for me. I usually always go in with an eye cream. This is the Origins GinZing Refreshing Eye Cream to brighten and depuff. So I always start with that one to give me a little bit of an energy boost underneath my eyes. And I've honestly always had very dark under eyes, and of course the older that I get, the more prominent they become. So this one really helps to kind of brighten up the area and make it a little bit lighter and more fresh. So I usually always use this first thing in the morning when I start to get ready. And then it's time for moisturizer. So my skin has been very, very dry lately. So what I actually do more often is use the Origins Drink Up Intensive Mask. And this is an overnight hydrating mask with avocado and glacier water. And I feel like it's just so nourishing for my skin, and my skin really soaks it up. So honestly, a lot of times during the day, if I wake up feeling really, really dry, I will go in with a little bit of this as moisturizer. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And that's what I usually do. So I'm pretty sure in the last video, I used this as well. And again, using the tiniest amount, like that. And I can literally feel my skin just eating it up. Don't forget the neck. And lastly, before we start the makeup, I almost forgot, I usually go in with a chapstick or some sort of lip balm. This is the Glossier Coconut Balm Dotcom, and I'm going to be using this. I always use this for chapstick or lip balm or something. This is always the go-to. Not the specific, I guess, scent or flavor, but I always use this no matter what it is. I just alternate between different kinds because I'm trying to try out all of the different ones. So yeah, just a little bit of this. So now we can finally get into the makeup. So I don't wear foundation actually ever. I honestly can't remember the last time I wore foundation, and I think that's becoming more of a trend for a lot of different people now. I think the full face kind of vibe is slightly going away a little more and more. I've just never been a fan of foundation on my skin personally because it just never looks that good, because I do have a little bit of textured skin, so it always seems to show when I have foundation on, so I always have skipped it, and I think that it actually probably saves me a lot of money and time. So since I do skip my foundation, I like to go in with a concealer. This concealer that I've been using is the Maybelline Fit Me. I don't know the color. Oh, it's the shade 10. You can't see that, I don't know why I showed you, but yeah, it's the shade 10, and I go in with this, and I like to go in with just a little bit underneath the eyes, and I will blend it in underneath my eyes. I like to go in with this not too heavy-handed because, like I said, I do have textured skin, and especially underneath my eyes, I have a lot of little bumps for some reason. It's very textured, and so I like to just go in with my finger and blend that out best that I can, because I think that the product warms up the best in your hand. So I think it also makes it the most natural and the easiest, and I think you don't waste too much product this way. And I do go in over my eye as well because I do have very dark eyelids. So I just tend to blend this in all in the eye area until it's all blended. Take a little bit down my nose, on the sides, to give it a little bit more of a uniform look. And yeah, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I think that there's a big difference. So then that's the only thing that I do for, I guess, the base of foundation concealer. So like I said, I don't use foundation, but that was pretty much all I do for concealer, just because I like to keep it as natural as possible. But then I will go in with a powder. This one is the L'Oreal Paris Perfect Match. I don't necessarily like this powder, but this is the only powder that I have, so I just use this one. So I will just go and set my eyes with the concealer that I just put on, because my eyelids do get very, very greasy and oily throughout the day. So even doing this, it doesn't stop it from happening, but it does stop it from happening as quickly and as much. So yes, that's why I like to set this eye area. Then the next thing I'll do is go in with my eyelash curler, so don't judge me, it's a little bit dirty, but yes, I'm going to go in with this, and I always curl my lashes twice when they're, you know, pre-mascara, and then I will put on mascara, and yeah, I'll show you guys, because yeah, I usually go in with my curling wand for my eyelashes 2 times before I put on mascara, and that's just to make sure that the curl is already kind of setting before I put on the mascara, because I have very straight lashes and they go down and just, they're super straight, super downward sloping, like I used to call them. And I do this so that the curl holds a little bit better once I put the mascara on. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening here. And then I will go in with my mascara. So this one, I started doing 2 mascaras very recently, and I believe in the last video I was also wearing 2 mascaras, but the first mascara that I'll go in with is the Glossier Lash Slick, and this one I've been using for years and years and years, not this specific one, but just this one in general I've been using for a while. It's very, very natural. It gives you a really wispy lash, but it's not too much volume, I would say. So that's why recently I started mixing it in with the Sky High mascara from Maybelline. And yeah, I don't like this one on its own because it gets too clumpy and too like dramatic for me. So I usually go in with this one first for 1 layer and then this one on top for a 2nd layer. So that's what I've been doing. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm using the viewfinder right now as a mirror, which is not the easiest when your lashes don't exist that much. 1 layer of the Glossier Lash Slick mascara, and now we go in on top with the Maybelline, just to give it a little bit more volume. With this one, I also make sure to focus it really on the end so that I have a nice little like wispy moment going on with my mascara. Okay, then we let that dry for a little while we do the rest of our makeup. Next, I'm going to get into my brows. The first thing that I do with my brows is simply just brush them up, just to get them kind of more in a good place, so that we can start putting on the brows. And honestly, when it comes to brows, I don't spend too much time just because I don't need like a perfect brow. I just want it to be a little bit more like defined of what my natural brow is. So I will go in with 2 products. They're both from Glossier, of course. This is not a sponsored ad for Glossier, by the way. I just always use their products and have loved their products for years and years, and I will continue to use them until I don't like them anymore. I'll go in with the Glossier Brow Flick first, and this is in the color brown, and then I will follow with the Boy Brow, also in the color brown. So I use the Brow Flick just to get like a few little, you know, make a few little fake hairs, because I do have pretty sparse brows. At the front it's pretty okay, but towards the end it gets a little bit more bare. So I like to fill them in a little bit. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So like I said, little hair-like strokes are created with this one, and just gives it a little bit more definition in some of the sparse areas. So like this. Can you see a difference? I can. And then once I put the brow flick in, I like to just spoolie my brows once again, just to make sure that the product kind of doesn't like leave harsh lines or anything like that. And then I'll go in with my boy brow. And when it comes to the boy brow, I like to brush them up as well, because it maybe looks a little bit crazy at first, but my brows always fall a little bit. So I like to brush them up pretty high so that they fall in a nice kind of spot when they're dry. And that is the brows done. I try to keep it super simple because I don't like to mess too much with my brows, and I don't like to make them, you know, like too painted on or anything like that, for me personally. So the next 2 steps that I take are probably the most important, as they do make me look the absolute glowiest, and that is my blush and highlighter combo. So again, it's Glossier. Did you expect anything else? So the 2 products that I use are the Cloud Paint in the color Dusk and the Glossier Futuredew, and this is an oil serum hybrid. So I really, really like these products. I've been using them a ton the last few months, and I have just been loving them. So I've used this for a really long time, and I just kind of fell out of love with it for a little while because I wanted to try out different products, but I've come back to this one and I'm really just loving it because I love the natural like sun-kissed look that it gives your skin, and it looks so dewy and so fresh. So yeah, this is my absolute favorite. And I will take this little, I guess, like stipple brush, and I'll go in and I'll just put a tiny bit on the top, and then I just kind of work my way from there, because you can always add more blush, you know? Very blushy look is very in right now. And then I'll just go in sort of like the apples of my cheeks up, sort of where you would put highlighter is kind of where I put my blush. And it's very hard to see on camera, I think, but it gives a really, really nice little like dewy feel. And I really, really like it. It just gives such a little natural little flush. And then I like to put it, once I've kind of blended it throughout my cheek area, I like to sort of start blending it inwards towards my nose to give it a little bit more of like a sun-kissed, sunburnt almost look. Not to go too crazy, but I think it just looks a little bit more like natural. And then I will put a little bit in my forehead area, because that's where you would get sunburned if you were out in the sun, you know? And that is that. I feel like it's so hard to see in this camera, but I'll have to show you guys out of the bathroom once, because the lighting in the bathroom is a little bit harsh. And then I'll go in with the Glossier Halo Scope. No, not Halo Scope. They do have the Halo Scope, and I used to use that too, but I've been using the Futuredew now. So anyways, going in with the Futuredew, I really go in with the tiniest amount. It's really super small, just because I don't want it to be too over the top, just because it is that like oil serum based product. So I don't like to use too much, but I use a tiny bit, rub it in between my fingers, and then I'll just lightly tap it into the highlighted points of my face. Mainly the cheekbones, because I just like to give it a little bit more of a dewy feel. And then whatever's left, I'll just kind of tap on underneath my brow bone, and the absolute remaining goes on my nose. And this is the point in the makeup routine where I'm still waiting for my lashes to dry a little bit more, because with the Sky High mascara, it takes a while until it really dries into your lashes. And I know you're not supposed to, but I like to I like to curl my lashes when they are completely dry, because otherwise it doesn't hold the curl. So yeah, that's pretty much the point where I'm done with my makeup, because it goes so quick. I just kind of do other things around the house for a little bit, maybe like 10 minutes until my lashes are fully dry. So just gonna wait a little bit until they're completely dry so we can curl them and finish off the makeup look. Okay, so now we're gonna try to curl the lashes, and yeah, same procedure as before. We just curl them a few times until I feel like they're really curled and going to stay for the rest of the day. And the lashes are curled. So if you wanted to have the makeup look that I had in my last video, this would be the final product, and this would be the last step, was curling the lashes. However, since I'm gonna be taking some photos today, I'm going to be using a little lip combination. So I usually never wear lip products besides lip balm. I'm always only wearing lip balm, but sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit spicy for my pictures, I will use a little lip products. So the only two that I really have been using is this combination. So this is a lip liner from Maybelline Colorsensational. It's in the color 40 Magnetic Mauve, and this is gonna be like the most of the product is gonna come from the lip liner. And then this is the, I guess, like corresponding lip product to go with it. It's the Maybelline lipstick in the color 133 Almond Hustle, and it's a cream one. So I'm gonna go in with these two. I don't wear lip products hardly at all, but sometimes I just have recently, for some reason, been wanting to get into them, which is kind of funny because we still have to wear face masks here for a while, so you can't even see them. But like I said, if I'm taking photos, I like to put this on just to give me a little bit more of a glam moment. So like I said, I'll just put this on a little bit. And I personally don't like to overline, just because I think it looks a little bit like crazy on me. I don't know. I think you can just tell so much. Maybe I just don't know how to do it very well, but I personally just follow my natural lip line. And then I try to sort of blend it all together. Then I'll add a little bit of the lipstick on top, just a little bit. And this is the finished makeup look, guys. Thank you so much for watching my little glowy everyday makeup tutorial. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I'm so happy to answer any questions you guys have. I will add links to everything, if I can find products that I used, in the description so you guys can check those out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and love you guys. Bye.